Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Leena and I hope you guys are doing well. Um, if you're seeing me for the first time ever, I have other channels too. In case you're interested, you can check the links below. Um, so on this channel, I'm trying to focus on different areas of life where you can start having a different perspective and looking at things from a different perspective altogether. And this ways you can actually uplevel yourself and become a better version of yourself. So, and it's not only just going to be about your own self, but understanding people that you surround yourself with and accordingly choosing better for yourself every day. So, today I'm going to focus on the topic, how do you recognize poverty mindset, whether it is within yourself, whether it is about the people you deal with, okay? Because when you operate from a poverty mindset, you are operating from a state of lack. And that is not helping you to reach that frequency of wealth. All right. On this platform, you will hear people talk about, you have to uplevel your mindset. You have to do good when it comes to your mindset and all of that jazz. But many a times I don't see people actually putting a finger on it, like this is where this looks like poverty mindset and this is what needs to be flipped. Okay, so I have created a couple of points, which will make you to easily recognize this, because unless and until you recognize the symptoms, how are you going to treat the disease? It's like, what, my body feels sick, but you don't exactly know the reason. So what medicine are you going to take? How are you going to treat that sickness? It's like that. So the first point, how you're going to recognize a poverty mindset. A person with a poverty mindset is not teachable. You can't teach them. Think about it like this: whenever you say something to someone, they always take it personal. They never have an open ear. They always listen to argue back. Oh, yeah, right? That is that. Okay. You know what? This is this. It's like when you say something to someone, they're never open to listening to it. This is poverty mindset. Okay, because when a person when a person has a wealth mindset, when a person comes from that mindset of being wealthy, they're usually open to receiving or listening to you. I'm not saying they're going to agree with everything. Agreeing is a whole different uh, chapter, like forget that. But a person that operates from a poverty mindset will never be open to listening. They're bad listeners. They don't listen. You can't teach them. Okay, they will not be teachable. So having an open mindset, having an open ear to, okay, wow, that's good, good to know, that's your perspective. Usually a person with an abundant mindset doesn't mind listening to you, doesn't mind being open to, oh, what you have to say. All right, so people with the poverty mindset, usually even if they listen to you, they will listen to you to argue back. They will listen to you so that they can reply back to you, maybe in an argumentative tone, maybe to point onto your ego or something like that. So that is right there, poverty mindset. Okay, now once you recognize a particular pattern in you, a particular behavioral pattern, a particular emotional pattern, do the flip side. Poverty mindset means you're not open to receiving, you're not open to listening, you're not open to hearing someone else's perspective on life, say, for example. So, how do you tune into the wealth mindset? Do the opposite. Be open to listening to people. Okay, fine. You may not agree with them, but at least you're open to receiving. That's like a frequency that you tune in, that yes, I'm open to receiving. And whenever you are open to receiving, you're it's like when a person is open to listening to you, they're like, yeah, let's give it a try, let's listen what this person has to say. This means that person never takes anything personal. They know who they are. They're confident in their own belief systems. That's the reason they're open to listening to you. It is actually pointing out an insecurity. This poverty mindset of not being teachable. You can't teach a person with a poverty mindset because they come from insecure belief. They don't fully trust themselves. They're afraid, what if someone changes me? They're afraid of that change. It's actually rooting from an insecurity within themselves. That's why you can't teach them. That's why they don't have an open ear to listening to things. Number two, the demeanor. Notice one thing, people with poverty mindset are always in a hurry. They will always be in a rush. There's always like this they're always into this frequency of panic, rush. You know, I have noticed people with a lot of wealth, like whenever you go to a good hotel breakfast buffet or a good bar, like a in a wealthy like in a wealthy neighborhood, whenever you go sit in a coffee shop or things like that, you will notice one thing: people with wealth mindset, they're very calm. They have this peaceful demeanor. They're never in a rush. They're like, in order to achieve something, you have to think like that. In order to become something, you have to start thinking like that. You want to become wealthy, you have to start thinking like how a wealthy person thinks. A person with wealth, prosperity, how they think, you have to think like that. They're never in a hurry because they know they already have so much abundance in their life in terms of everything, so they're not in a hurry. They're not in a hurry to, oh, I'm gonna, like. And this is the flip side of it, is the poverty mindset. You're always in a hurry because you operate from a place of lack. Okay, you're like, no, but I have to. This is a lack mindset. When you're creating panic, it's a low vibration. When you're creating that anxiety, oh, that anxiety, that rush is a low vibration. Okay, that's how you recognize poverty mindset. Your body is in a survival mode. So you have to regulate your nervous system. Do things slowly. Slow down. That is why it is said, slow down. Because the more calm you are, the more at peace you are, the more at peace your nervous system is, you actually are in the frequency of attracting, because you're not operating from a place of survival. Okay, it's above the survival now. Okay, let's get to the next point. That's something not many people are gonna like it, because people like to do this a lot. And this is one of the biggest blockages I've seen in people. Like, they just can't get over it. So, gossiping. Gossiping is low vibrational. When you gossip about something, especially when you gossip about people and their personal lives, and especially about the bad things they're going through, you are literally tuning into that frequency. Gossiping is a low frequency. Okay, when you gossip about other people, it is low vibrational. So poverty mindset right there. You talk about people, you discuss their lives. This is poverty mindset. People with wealth do not discuss about other people. Even if they do, they usually are discussing about something on the lines of, what, they actually got a car, what, they actually got this supercar. Even if they're discussing about other people, it's mostly about the investments, it's mostly about some sort of idea, like business idea and something like that. Okay, so gossiping is a biggest disadvantage. It's a biggest hurdle for many people that I have seen. And if you are in environments, even if you don't gossip, but you are in environments where people gossip, you are in those circles where people sit and gossip about someone's bad love life, someone's heartbreak, uh, someone's loser boyfriend. You're actually tuning into that frequency. Stop doing that to yourself. Get up and leave. Don't participate in any sort of gossip. Okay, moving on to the next point. this is going to be interesting because here I'm also going to add a little spiritual aspect to make it a little more amazing to understand. So, the next thing, how you can recognize a poverty mindset in a person, is inconsistent behavior regarding anything. A person who is inconsistent in behavior, it means they operate from emotions. Of course, when they're feeling very good, they're gonna go do this, that. But the moment they feel a little low, they shut off, they completely disappear. It's like there is a lot of inconsistency in behavior. So, inconsistent patterns, that is literally poverty mindset. It means you operate from emotions. Now, I'm going to add the spiritual aspect to this, how you can understand it on a spiritual level. Emotions means Shakti. Emotions means feminine energy. What is feminine energy? Shakti. The prana, pranurja that we say, the chi. Okay? Shakti is positive as well as negative. Think of it like this. When you walk down a forest, you're going to see so many plants. You are going to see flower plants. You are going to see fruit trees. You are going to see poisonous plants as well. Everything is Shakti, everything is prana, urja. Everything is energy, everything is Shakti. Shakti will never differentiate between what's positive, what's negative. All right? But in order to bring Shakti into the power of discernment, you need Shiva. Shiva is a level of consciousness, the consciousness that gives you the power of discernment to choose wisely. So, the balance of Shakti and Shiva makes you become powerful. You need the balance of both because Shakti is wild. It's energy that is wild and it can go in any direction. Okay? It can go in any direction, like fire. If you use fire for cooking food, wow. But if that fire grows big, it can burn down your house. So Shakti is wild. It can go in any direction. In order to give direction, we bring in Shiva. Shiva is a level of consciousness. Shiva is not just a being who wears Rudraksha and sits. Shiva is frequency. Shiva is a level of higher consciousness. When you tune into that consciousness, in that frequency, you gain the power of discernment and wisdom. He gives you direction where the Shakti can go, how the Shakti can be used for higher purposes. So when Shiva comes in, the consciousness comes in, you get the power of discernment. You get direction. Now, people with inconsistent patterns, they are controlled by emotions. They work on emotions. They work from their feminine, but the feminine that is spiraling down in a way. It's the negative Shakti. So, people who are more consistent in their life, they work with a balance of both. They also use their conscious mind, okay, and accordingly tune in with the emotions as well and work in a balance of both. Now, one thing that people get wrong about consistency is that consistent means, it doesn't mean that you have to every day do 100%. No, that's not what consistency is. That's more like you're striving to become perfect. That's not possible. And that's where people actually fall into inconsistent patterns. Every day you cannot do 100%. That's not humanly possible. Consistency means every day you do something about it. It's like today you wake up, you're in a very good energy, very good mood, you do your 120% into something. Tomorrow you wake up, you're in a bad mood, you're not feeling like it, you're feeling sick, but you still do it, maybe not 100%, but say 30%. So consistency means you do it consistently over a period of time. You repeat it. Even though it gets mundane, even though it gets repetitive, you still do it. The percentage of contribution could be different. One day it's going to be 150%, one day it's going to be 70, one day it's going to be 20, again it's going to be 100. That's fine. But you do it one after the other every day. That is consistency. So poverty mindset will be completely opposite, inconsistency. Okay, now moving on to the next. Okay, focusing on quantity over quality. That's poverty mindset. Okay, that's poverty mindset. It's similar to, like, say for example, you're gonna go out there, buy five different shirts, very poor quality, doesn't even look good on you, the color don't go well, but just because you have five shirts, you can show off to people, I have got five shirts. It's poverty mindset. Especially when you're doing something focusing on the quantity, it means you are seeking validation. That sounds desperate. And that is poverty mindset. People with a wealthy mindset will never seek validation, and hence they will choose what is better for them because they're not looking for validation. They don't care. And that's why they always choose quality over quantity. Even if they have one friend, but that one friend is really, like, the one friend is good to hang out with, that one friend has positive mindset and blah blah blah, they don't care to make more friends. One is good to go. So here they don't care what people say. Oh, you just have one friend. They don't care. So always choosing quantity over quality is a poverty mindset. It means you seek validation. When you seek validation, it means you are in a desperate energy, and that is a low frequency. All right. So you have to flip the script. Always focus on quality. What is better for yourself? How you can make it um, more useful to you? How it is gonna be useful to you in 3 years from now, in 5 months from now? It means you always focus on quality. It's something that makes your life even better every day. One most important thing, how to recognize someone with poverty mindset, very important and not talked about enough, is a person with a poverty mindset will never celebrate someone else because they're always in this idea of competition. They will never support someone because they feel, what if this person goes and grows and becomes more successful than me? This is poverty mindset. There is more than enough for everyone in this universe. Okay? That's abundant mindset. So when you are a person with wealth or abundant mindset, you will never stop someone else's success to grow bigger because you will always be of that thought that, yeah, that's for them, that's their success, my success is different, and I can also grow big. That is wealth mindset. So people who never celebrate others, like in true genuine way, don't clap for others victories, don't recognize others, um, what do you say, like, people who never recognize your good work, they never celebrate your achievements. This is poverty mindset. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make this the last point, and I'm gonna cover it up all in here. So the last most important way to spot someone with a poverty mindset is they don't take care of themselves. They will never be like, they don't dress up good, or they don't invest in themselves, whether it is looks, whether it is good food, whether it is something they wear, XYZ. Okay, never investing in yourself, especially when it comes to how you look. If you don't look well put together every day, it means you're in a poverty mindset. You're not invest because your looks, okay, they play a very important role in so many things. Think about it like this: when you dress up good, when you're looking very well put together, very well dressed, you go down the street, you're going to attract a certain sort of frequency towards you. When you're looking good, people react a certain way towards you. and that is a higher frequency. So when someone is, you constantly attract that kind of attention, that kind of particular attention of that frequency. It's like you automatically level up yourself to a particular frequency, which is helping you to attract more good things, more abundance, and prosperity in life. So when you invest in yourself, especially when you look good, well put together, you smell good, it's like you automatically tune into a higher frequency where you keep attracting attention from people who think so highly of you. Oh, this person might be seriously rich. This person seriously might be like, they might be into a good job. It's like, even if that's not true, say for example, that's actually not true. But when you start creating that mindset, even in other people, it's like, by the way you look, you're giving or throwing an idea on the universe like, look, I look wealthy. So by the way you look, there are 10 different people who think you're wealthy. It's like you're creating multiple frequencies. You're creating multiple. It's similar to the power of a collective energy. When a collective group of people do something together, the energy is more powerful, right? So similarly, when you portray yourself a certain way, you well dress together, you put yourself together well, you smell good. It's like you're automatically giving, you're putting a picture perfect. You're literally putting a picture out there to other people down the street that this person looks wealthy. And in everyone's mind, oh, this guy looks wealthy, this girl looks wealthy. So now 10 different people are thinking this girl is wealthy. It's like now this affirmation is going into the universe. You understand that? So now it's like you're already creating that frequency with a much more intensity. It's not just you talking about, oh, you are wealthy. 10 different people now in their mind are tuned into that frequency that this girl is wealthy. It's like you're multiplying the intensity of your wealth mindset. And a person who doesn't invest in themselves, doesn't invest in looking good, doesn't invest in smelling good, doesn't invest in their skincare, you don't have to have like 10 different skincare products to apply. I'm not talking about that. Even if you apply like one simple body lotion, but you use a good one, you smell nice, your skin looks good and glowy, that is investment. Everything is an investment, especially when it comes to your physical looks. And a person with a poverty mindset will never do that. Okay? So this is one of the most important things. Okay, maybe this is something where you can start from. It's easier because changing your looks, like changing something on the physical outside, is much easier to start with than something which is more subconscious in your mind. So one way to start tuning into the wealth mindset, and one way in which you can actually start leveling up, is by changing the way you dress up, investing more in your looks. Okay. Okay. So I think on that note, I'm gonna end this video. Do let me know in the comments if you feel like this was helpful and something on the similar lines. If you want me to like make another video, something on the similar lines, then please let me know. And accordingly, please take good care of yourselves. Don't forget to like the video. I'll see you again. Bye bye.